In the past 14 years of my career, I have unfortunately had four clients die. Now, that means four times I've met someone for the first time, four times I've gotten to know someone over the years, I've gotten to know their spouse, their kids, their extended family members. Four times I've gone to Raptors games and events and things like that. Um, and four times I've planned for their life insurance, their estate planning, put together a very good plan if the worst case scenario happens. And it also means four times I've gotten the phone call from the surviving spouse, uncontrollably crying, saying John died. Now that also means four times I've gone over to the home and sat at the kitchen table with the family and had the surviving spouse looking at me, had the young kids looking at me, had the accountant there, other family members there, and they had one thing on their mind, and they were looking at me for that one thing, for that answer, and all they cared about was, did John have enough life insurance? And out of the four times, I can tell you that three out of the four had enough. The family was okay. They didn't have to move or be concerned about bills or things like that. And one out of the four times, I would say they needed a bit more. So I've seen it from both ways. I've seen families who have had enough. I've seen families who didn't have enough. And I can tell you it is significantly worse to not have enough versus having a bit too much. And the analogy I like to use for that is, say you have a house and it's worth $1 million, just for easy numbers. You have house insurance, right? If your house insurance was $500,000 of coverage for $1 million house and your house burned down, you are in a lot of trouble. All right, you still have to come up with $500,000 to essentially rebuild your home. If you had $1.1 million of coverage on $1 million house, you're in good shape. If the house burns down, you have enough. So, um, obviously not encouraging getting more than you need, but just be aware that having less is significantly worse than not having enough. Having none is significantly worse than having a little bit. But I mean, you have insurance, I'm sure, on your cell phone, your watch, your wedding ring, your house, your car, your business. If you wrote down all the insurances you have, I'm sure it's a lot more than maybe even realize. Uh, don't don't cheap out on your life insurance. Don't ignore it. I know it's not the most fun topic to discuss, yourself dying, but it's not really you that suffers if you don't have it and you die. It's going to be your family. So you really are putting your family in a very, very bad situation if you have the health to get it, if you have the means to afford it, and the need is there. If all those three things line up and you're just slacking on getting it, quite honestly, it's your fault then. Like, there's no reason you don't get it and put it in place. If all those three things are true, if you have health issues or there's financial issues, it's a different story. But if those three things line up and you're not getting it, that's on you. So I hope this video just encourages people to, I mean, not just about life insurance. Obviously, if you don't have any and you're a parent, you need to go get some. If you're wealthy enough where you can self-insure, you're still probably going to want to learn about the benefits that insurance can bring to your family, regardless of the amount of wealth you have. The biggest buyers of life insurance in Canada are the wealthiest families, and it's not necessarily to get them wealthier. There's a whole other kind of reasons for that, and I have other videos on that. But don't count yourself out based on the amount of wealth you have. But get things like your will in place, get your health in order, all those things that are on your to-do list or have been on your to-do list for months or probably years. Let's get to them in 2024, because the unknown can happen, and you don't want to leave your family short. And the only other comment I would make about kind of like life insurance advisors, obviously you have to pick someone who knows what they're doing. That's a no-brainer. Someone who has all the qualifications, the education, the experience, all of those things are critically important. But you really need to pick someone that you like as well. Like you actually like the person, because when you go, they're going to be the ones that are meeting with your family and probably still working with your family, with your spouse, with your kids for a very, very long time. So pick someone who you enjoy them as a person, you like their characteristics, but obviously has the education, the experience as well to do a good job. So anyways, I just wanted to make a video on that. When you complete a plan and you're setting up a plan and you see it come to fruition, unfortunately, with life insurance, it really hits you to see how important that plan is. So make sure there is a plan, and and make sure you have enough life insurance.